Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician channel, and today we're going to be going into part 6 of the 5 things that you should pick up from Harbor Freight or consider. These aren't like the top 5 things, I'm just going through and making videos. Obviously this is part 6 of 5 items that I've had good experiences with and I think are worth the money to pick them up at Harbor Freight, whether you're spending a little bit more to get them somewhere else, things like that. So the first item is actually going to be one of the Jupiter inverters that they have available. They have a wide range, but that one is located in my work van. I use it to charge batteries of all different types, as well as operate my glue gun and miscellaneous other things. So I'll quickly show you guys that, and they have a wide range of inverters. So I'll discuss a little bit on those, and then we'll move into the other 4 items for this video. And if you guys enjoy, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of your guys' experience with some of the things that you've had from Harbor Freight that you've really enjoyed. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Also, keep in mind that I have a lot of tools that I suggest linked down in the description underneath the tools and tools continued link. First item up is actually in my work van. Sorry, it's a little hard to see. I have my work cart right over here. That being the Jupiter inverter. This is the 1500 watt or 3000 watt peak inverter. It has 2 outlets here and 2 USB ports, the power switch, and then you can buy the power and ground set cables separately. I believe that's $40 or like $37 or $38, but I went with this one. It's just enough to power everything that I need. They have them anywhere from like $50 to $600, just depending on the size that you need. And we didn't go with a real expensive one. We didn't go with cheap one either. We needed one that was going to be enough power to power the things that I need to, but also not break the bank, just in case these weren't worth it. It was really hard to find actual inverters anywhere except for Harbor Freight when we were looking. Lowe's, Home Depot, they just had very small ones. I guess they were seasonal, I don't know, but it was extremely difficult to find an inverter, and Harbor Freight was one of the only places that you could find one in the power range that we were looking for, which was very odd. But once again, we didn't know how they would do, so we didn't want to get like a real expensive one. And I've had it a little over a year now, and it's doing fantastic. I probably use it, probably 20 hours a week. And I use it I have one extension cord that runs to the back of my van that operates a charging cable for like my glue gun, and then powers a wireless glue gun as well. So 2 different glue guns, and then I can also charge my phone and Milwaukee little radio right down there. But it's actually been really handy. Besides that, the other extension cord just runs over here, where it operates the M12 charger, 20 volt DeWalt charger for my battery, which you see back there. And then I also have another battery that I charge. Usually I don't use them all at the same time. Usually I'll be using like this, and then I'll have my glue gun running in the back, and it works really good. I definitely suggest it. It's worked very well for me. Obviously it's going to depend on how much you use this item, but even using it roughly 20 hours a week, it's been great. I just pop it on when I need to charge some batteries and drive to my locations, and I run quite a bit of batteries. I have 5 here. I have another one in a tool, and then I also, you can't see them right now, but I also have the Milwaukee M12. I have 5 of those batteries, so using this thing pretty often. It holds up really well. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And by the way, this one runs, I want to say $140, so priced pretty well for this size of inverter. So now that we've went over the inverter, which is the highest priced item on today's list, but once again, they have inverters that run anywhere from like $50 to $600, so a wide range depending on what your needs are. Keep in mind, mine gets decent use, but it all depends on what you would be running on your inverter and the size that you would want to go with. But personally, I've had a good experience with it over the last year. So next up on the list is going to be something very small, completely on the other side of the price range. This is the 4-piece funnel set from Harbor Freight. This is $1 on sale, or $1.09. Normally it's $1.39. I mean, you can't really beat it. I don't know where my 4th funnel is. I have 3 left. They're great because they do have a pretty small diameter there at the bottom. They are an angled cut, and you get 4 different sizes. Mine that is missing is actually the smallest one. I have no idea where it's at. no idea. But for $1, I don't care. These are great because they are small, and sometimes when you're refilling master cylinders or certain things on different cars, sometimes they put those reservoirs in ridiculous spots. Sometimes you need a funnel with a flex portion, sometimes you need an extremely small funnel, and these are really handy to have, especially for $1. You can't really beat it, so this is definitely something that I suggest. Next up is another item that's going to range on the lower end of the price scale. These are going to run $4, and I do not just automotive repairs and body repairs, but I also do automotive detailing. And if you get into detailing and you're serious about it, it can, just like anything else that you do in your garage or shop, can accumulate pretty good amount of items. And so in order to save myself some space and keep myself organized, I picked up some of their stacking bins. This is 2 of them right here. I keep my brushes, detailing brushes, the smaller handled ones, in one bin. Then I keep my larger brushes for carpets and leather seats and things like that in another. And I mean, obviously it's good for many other things, but you can stack them like this. They kind of have little tabs that they lock into so they don't go anywhere. They're locked together. Or you can kind of stack them like that to take up less room. You can sit them next to each. They're versatile. They're very cheap, $4. There's the front. They're pretty deep, 12 3/4 inches long, 8 1/4 inches wide, and 6 inches deep. So you get a pretty good sized bin here, especially for $4, and it's very handy in keeping things organized no matter what it is. It's a good thing to have in the shop or the garage. Moving on to the next item, it is going to be their push pin pliers. Now, back in the day, I didn't even know Harbor Freight had these, and this is a very simple product. I purchased mine from Gear Wrench as a 2 or 3 piece set, and I want to say it was like $40. You can get these at Harbor Freight for $10, and I'm sure you can get them on sale or use the discount coupon to get them for even cheaper, but it's literally the same thing. This is the Gear Wrench set. This is the same thing as the Harbor Freight one. Nowhere on this does it say Gear Wrench on any of the pliers that I got. I did compare them to the other ones. It's the same thing, and it's a very simple product. It's used for removing push pins, plastic little push pins. These can be extremely handy for the stubborn ones, and the only thing it states on it is that it's from Taiwan, made in Taiwan. Same handles, same design, same everything. So if you're looking at saving some money, I wouldn't suggest buying the Gear Wrench one. It's got the same dipped handles. These are $10. Now, the ones I got, you got this, and then I got a 90-degree one with the Gear Wrench set, which I don't know if Harbor Freight has, but I'm about 90% positive I could just get away with these without having the 90-degree ones. Don't really run into any issues needing the 90-degree ones, but I think this is a fantastic product, and it's worth picking it up at Harbor Freight. If it's something that you'll use, you can save some money by going this route. And then the next item, I'm going to take you over so you can see. And then the last item up on today's Harbor Freight list are these wall hooks, both this design and this design. You can get this design hook or some straight. You can get different shapes of these hooks for like $2.30. And then I want to say these double hook ones are like $2.50, and they're extremely handy. I usually keep my hose on this one, which is actually outside right now, but I have some other ones up here for just extension cords and miscellaneous other things like that. But for $2 to $2.50, you can't really go wrong. This one's extremely sturdy. You can hang quite a bit on it, and it's been fantastic. I think it's definitely worth it, especially if you're trying to stay organized. Those bins, some hooks, you can really get some stuff up off your floor and stay organized. It can definitely be handy, so it's just something to consider. They also have a couple of other design hooks, and I want to say there's one that's like $6, but all in all, their wall hooks are durable. I haven't had any issues with them breaking or anything like that, and they're very affordable. So that's it as far as the Harbor Freight video and the 5 things that I think are worth purchasing at Harbor Freight. Obviously this is part 6, so if you haven't checked out the first 5 videos, go ahead and check those out. There's some good items in there. Other than the inverter, we had some pretty simple, low price items that can really help you stay organized and then we had the push pin pliers and funnels, which are really handy to have. All in all, I think these are some great products. I haven't had any issues with them, and they've been fantastic. So definitely some things to consider. Even if you're not a big Harbor Freight fan, there's still some things that you can get at Harbor Freight to save yourself some money that are just fine. And stay tuned for part 7. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of your guys' thoughts on these items or some items that you would consider. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. See you guys next time.